Alright, so week number 15 is in the history books, and I will give my little recap on week number 15, and I will do my predictions on week number 16 of the 2016 NFL season. So let's get this underway. So it kicked things off last week with the Rams and Seahawks game. The Seahawks ended up beating the Rams 24-3, and I couldn't watch this game because did you see the Seahawks uniforms? Not the helmets, but the jerseys and the pants that they were wearing. Those were ugly. I always thought the old school Tampa Bay Buccaneers jerseys and pants were the ugliest. My God. Seattle, don't ever wear those jerseys ever again. Don't ever wear them again. They're ugly. There's no reason at all to wear those kind of pants and those jerseys. They were too bright. I'd rather listen to the game on the radio instead of having my eyes being glued to the TV. I'm going, only watch one quarter. That's all I could do. So, Seattle Seahawks, don't ever wear those jerseys and pants ever again. Those were ugly. So then there was a special Saturday game. The Miami Dolphins beat the New York Jets 34-13, and I give Miami credit for trying to get into the playoffs and trying to hang in there. Will they end up in the wild card? Nobody's safe in my opinion in the wild card. The Giants look like I'll talk about the Giants later when I do my prediction video. But the Miami Dolphins, they could sneak a wild card slot into the playoffs. I mean, that'd be great for them. So we'll go to the Sunday afternoon games. The Packers beat the Bears 30-27, and that was a good comeback for Aaron Rodgers. The Bears came back and tried to win, but they tied the game. But Aaron Rodgers threw that freaking Hail Mary right in the middle of the field towards. That was a beautiful Hail Mary by Aaron Rodgers, and just put that game away, just like that, with a field goal, and they would end up winning 30-27. Great game. That was a great game, but the Bears still suck. The Bills beat the Browns 33-13. I'm sorry. 2 more weeks, people. 2 more weeks for my prediction to be correct about the Cleveland Browns. 0-16. It's happening. They're 0-14. 2 more weeks. Now I have to put down a frown. The Ravens beat the Eagles 27-26, and okay, I'm going to explain this to you. I would have tied it for overtime. Yes, it was nice for the Eagles to come back and get a touchdown. But what did they do? They go for 2 points to try to get a victory. Some of the Eagles fans agreed of trying to go for 2 points. I don't! You play it safe. And yeah, even if the Baltimore Ravens score a touchdown on their one drive in overtime, okay, whatever. I would have accepted that loss. But I don't accept that loss. Not at all. That was completely, really bad. I did not agree with that play call by the Eagles. They should have never gone for 2 points at the end of the fourth quarter. I think it was a very, very terrible call by the Eagles. And the Tennessee Titans upset the Kansas City Chiefs 19-17, and it would also give Oakland Raiders a chance to try to get a victory later in the day, but we'll get to that in a little bit later. What a win by the Titans. They've improved a lot this year. I mean, they really have. I don't know if they're going to win the division or not, or probably the Texans might, but even if they don't, let's see if they improve next year. I mean, Tennessee has surprised me this year. So have the Oakland Raiders. I give credit to the Titans. They really did a great job. The Steelers beat the Cincinnati Bengals 24-20. That was a close game too, and they came back in the fourth quarter. Man, my dad was on the edge of his seat. He was rooting for his boys, the Steelers. Yeah, he's pretty happy that they're trying to get into the playoffs, try to win that division. But we'll see what happens. The New York Giants keep their playoff hopes alive and beat the Detroit Lions 17-6. With the victory with the Packers, they could sneak and win the division instead of the Lions, and the Lions might take the wild card. But they have to pray that the freaking Redskins lose. What was that? The Indianapolis Colts humiliated the Minnesota Vikings 34-6. Yeah. They're not making the playoffs. Minnesota, earlier this season, they were one of the hottest teams going. They were 5-0, and then they went self-destructed. So they're done. The Texans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 21-20, which led to Gus getting fired an hour later. I predicted it of Gus Bradley getting fired. I knew it would happen at some point. I mean, I couldn't believe they did it before Christmas. Man. Imagine losing your job before Christmas like that. Same thing with Jeff Fisher. The New Orleans Saints beat the Arizona Cardinals 48-41. That was a close game, and that was a shootout, man. That was a competitive game by two teams that are not going to go to the playoffs. I'm telling you one thing right now. Neither of them are going to the playoffs. And the hits just keep rolling and rolling on the 49ers because the Falcons beat the 49ers 41-13. I am surprised that they have not fired Chip Kelly this week so far. Probably they're going to wait till the end of the season to fire him. I'm just really, really surprised that they haven't. And if they don't this season, then I bet, like I said before, I'll bet you anything that 49ers fans will not buy a ticket next season. They'll probably boycott next season. Because the 49ers organization, the GM, they don't listen to their fans. They don't give a shit about their fans. All they care about is one thing, and that's the money. The Raiders put up a competitive game, 19-16. This was a very competitive game. I mean, the Chargers, they're a tough team. You got to play tough and beat the Chargers. And the Raiders did. They hang tough and they beat them. And they got their playoff berth. And congratulations to the Oakland Raiders. And they're finally going to the playoffs for the first time since 2002. And that was their Super Bowl year. Man, I can't believe it's been that long since the Oakland Raiders went to the playoffs. And the New England Patriots beat the Denver Broncos 16-3. I mean, what did I expect? At some point Tom Brady was going to win a game in my eye. I mean, the Broncos are not like what they used to be. They're just not the same team anymore. I mean, I guess their best days are over. I mean, those days are over. Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys beat the Buccaneers 26-20, and, I figured the Cowboys were going to win because I didn't think Tampa Bay was ready, but, they hanged in there. They really did, and I give them a lot of credit. But, like I said, I just didn't think they were ready. But, I give them a lot of credit for trying to get into the playoffs, but they're now in the hunt. And Monday Night Football, the Panthers beat the Redskins 26-15, and the Redskins got knocked temporarily out of the playoffs. So that is your Week 15 recap, and let's get right to Week number 16. And by the way, happy holidays to everybody who are tuned in. Okay, we're going to kick it off tomorrow. The Giants against the Eagles. This is an important game for the Giants. If they win this game, I think they get a playoff berth. I hate the way the Eagles have been playing. I really hate it. I am really disgusted, and we should have beaten the Baltimore Ravens this past Sunday. I'm very disgusted the way Doug Peterson has been coaching this year after week number 4 in our bye week. I thought he was great for the first 3 weeks, but I don't know. They just suck. They suck. I'm going to pick the Giants to win. I just wish that the Eagles would win a game. But I see them for what they are. They're just a bunch of scrubs. I mean, it's a meaningless game even if we win. It's a meaningless game. It's just let these 2 last weeks just be over and done with, and then I don't know. I don't know where the Eagles go from here, because the way I'm hearing it, they're not making any major changes by the end of the offseason. By offseason, they're not going to make any major changes. I don't know if they're ever going to fire Doug Peterson this year, but I don't know. So, to the Christmas Eve games. The Miami Dolphins will play against the Buffalo Bills. I picked the Dolphins to win and try to get their playoff hopes alive. And this is an important game for Miami if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. I picked the Dolphins to win. The Atlanta Falcons against the Carolina Panthers. I picked the Falcons to win. They're trying to win their division. And I think they could get a victory. If they do, they probably win the division, I think. I don't know. Unless if Tampa Bay loses. The Redskins play against the Chicago Bears. Oh, man. That's going to be a tough game. I don't want to see the Redskins try to sneak a playoff berth. I'm going to pick I hate to say this, I have to pick the Redskins because the Bears are not that good of a team at all. The San Diego Chargers against the Cleveland Browns. The Chargers. 0-15. Better believe it. The Vikings against the Packers. This is going to be a tough one to call. This game could go either way. The last time they met, the Vikings beat the Packers on Sunday Night Football. And Minnesota's trying to get into the playoffs as well. Probably going to pick Minnesota. They might sneak an upset against the Packers. The Titans against the Jaguars. The Titans. The New York Jets against the New England Patriots. Patriots. Next. The Indianapolis Colts against the Oakland Raiders. This should be a tough game. The Colts are trying to get into the playoffs, but their chances are not that good. I'm going to pick the Raiders to win over the Colts. The 49ers against the Los Angeles Rams. Oh, man. This is the first Christmas Eve game they've had since 1994 in Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, and they're having one this year against the 49ers. The last time they met, week 1. And that was their first and only victory so far that the Niners have had. And they beat them on Monday Night Football. Probably the Rams may win. I mean, the Rams are not that good. I mean, 49ers may pull off a victory finally. But this is a meaningless game anyways. So, Rams, whatever. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the New Orleans Saints. Oh boy, this is going to be tough for Tampa Bay. They're trying to get their playoff hopes alive, and they want to win. The Saints are not that good of a team. This is a coin flip. I mean, this means a lot for Tampa Bay because they're trying to get into the playoffs. They're temporarily knocked out. I guess the Buccaneers. Why not? The Arizona Cardinals against the Seattle Seahawks. I picked the Seahawks to win. I like their chances. And Saturday Night Football on Christmas Eve night. The Cincinnati Bengals against the Houston Texans. Ooh, boy. This is an important game for the Texans. They're trying to win their division. And making sure that the Titans don't sneak in there and get a victory and win the division. Oh, boy. I'm going to pick the Texans to win against the Bengals. Now, on Christmas Day, this is a game that my father's going to be looking on the television set. He's going to have his eyes glued. The Baltimore Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a very important game on Christmas Day. You know, I'm looking forward to this game. This is going to be a tough one to pick. The last time that they met, the Ravens won. So if Pittsburgh wins, I think, then they win the division. And if they don't win, they gotta hope to God that the Browns beat the Steelers. It's pathetic. Really. They have to pray to God that the Browns win in week 17 against the Steelers. Not a chance in hell. Steelers. Why not? The Denver Broncos against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a very important game, too. Denver is trying to get into the playoffs. And Kansas City is trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. I guess the Chiefs. Why not? Kansas City won last time. So, Chiefs. Why not? And the Monday Night Football game in their grand finale. The Detroit Lions against the Dallas Cowboys. Detroit's been a pretty good team. But this is very important. Detroit has to win this game and keep their playoff hopes alive. Now, this game could be an important game in the playoffs, too. They may meet again. In Dallas. This is a potential playoff game in the next 2-3 weeks. We know the history. Detroit has to pray to God that Minnesota wins. I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win, though. Because the Cowboys are on fire right now. And the only team that could stop them is the Giants and probably the Seahawks may stop them. I mean, you never know. So those are my predictions for week number 16. And thank you very much for watching my video. Make sure to like this video. Subscribe today if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. Links are down below in the subscription box. And also hit the bell button for all updates of every time I upload a video. Make sure to watch it. I am CJ Hawk 85 and I'll see you guys later. Have a great Christmas.